Alright, right now y'all looking at the newest rig on the block called the Clif Rig. Now the Clif Rig just a simple, cheap rig. Go and snatch you either make this by hand, or you can go and snatch you some flashes. Go and snatch you a flashy swimmer. 3-aught is what I started off with, so that's what I'm working with right now, 3-aught. Now I do have some 5-aught, and I do have these Colorado blades. Boy, that word just tripped me up, huh? I do have these Colorado blades, but I ain't fished with them yet. Got the 5-aught, I ain't fished with the 5-aught yet. Right now, we on the 3-aught, and all I did was took a 4.5-inch missile bait, a goldie bite. I took a gobby bite, however you want to say it. That's the word right there. Free advertisement for missile. I took a gobby bite, free advertising for flashy. Took a flashy swimmer. Now I modified this gobby bite. Let me get the camera straight. Let me go and take this out the pack right quick. All right, now you see what I did. I took this missile bait, this gobby bite. This color wasn't right on this one, but I'll take it. Let me get the camera straight. Get the camera straight. Zoom in. All right. You see I cut that gobby bite about right there past that fat part. And I chopped it and I made it about a 2 5/8. 2 3/4, no more than 2 3/4. And then I split the tail down the middle. I cut it, well, you know, I already cut it there. So then I cut it down. And then I cut it on the split part. I flipped it that way and I cut that tail I made right there. And I flipped it over and I did the same thing. That's 4. And then you could go ahead and split at least 2 of them, so you get a little bit more action. I got it on 4K, man. So that 4K, that zoom hard on that 4K. 8K. I probably should have went to 4K. So basically, that's all I did. And then I took the bottom and I hollowed out the bottom, almost making it like a fluke. But I hollowed out the bottom. That's just so it can slide on here. You see, so it can fit that weight in there. And that's just basically so it can expose more hook. It can expose more hook, but you still can fish it weedless. See, you still can fish it weedless. All right, so the retrieval. All right, you gotta understand it's cold right now. It's cold down here in the south to us. You know, 50 degrees, 40 degrees, 39 degrees, that's freezing to us. We not comfortable in that, period. But long story short, you know, I started this bass fishing journey in the heat of the summer. So I already got the heat of the summer bites. I heard those supposed to be hard bites. So now I went to the cold. You know, it's been cold for a few days. It's been raining. The water murky. The visibility probably, I'll say about 2 feet. Barely 2 feet. You get what I'm saying? So the vibration kicked in handy. So in different water conditions, I never tried this yet. I'm just telling you the water conditions I on fish. It's been a dry spell. Man, I've been buying lures, getting caught on trees, because I've been fishing from the bank. Buying lures, caught on trees. Man, I done lost so many lures. Almost all the lures I done showed y'all on this channel since we've been talking fishing and not the magical plant. And man, to all my folks that came here on the magical plant, man, look, we getting back to the magical plant because y'all know some major stuff just happened with that hemp bill. They made some sneaky provisions while the government was shut down. But we'll get to that. We're gonna get to that, man. We coming back to the magical plant. I just gotta go with the flow, man. But back to this lure, because people probably here for this lure. So let's get back to the lure. All right. So we got the flashy swimmer, a modified missile bait, gooby bite. And this lure, my first day fishing it, then already caught us 2 on. I caught what I call my PB. Man, I fished this local fishery, bro. And if you ask me, this fish that I'm calling my PB, I done caught him 3 times, if you ask me. But the bite, yeah, y'all nails finished, but y'all just be still, don't mess them nails up. All right, cool. So y'all just be good and no fighting, all right? Okay. All right. So bam. But this what inspired this, man. I started fishing with this willow blade. Let me get back. I started fishing with this willow blade, and this thing got bit. I can't say it get bit, but it got bit. I caught a freshwater drum on it. Sorry I ain't get y'all the footage. I might just throw a picture up, but it looked small in the cooler, but it was a nice size drum and it tasted good. Wasn't no catch and release. When I go to that part of Louisiana, there's no catch and release. It's catch and eat. Only way you don't get ate is if you're not the size limit or the legal limit or whatever you want to call it. But I started off with this bait right here. It's a Z-Man willow leaf. It's a Z-Man willow leaf. And the thing about it, bro, man, these bass lures are expensive, man. Bass lures are expensive if you ask me, and if you're fishing from the bank, you're gonna lose a whole lot of lures. Man, look, I tried out the Z-Man chatterbait. It's supposed to be the best chatterbait in the land. $15 plus tax, $17. Bam, went out late in the evening one day, bam, lost one, that's 15. Went out the next morning, lost another one, that's 30. Lost the next one, that's 45. I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep doing this. So, man, look, this a blessing to me because I get to fish and not break the bank, man. I just copped, no, don't get me wrong, last week I just copped 2 lures. Let me show them to you, hold on. Now, if you're familiar with this channel, man, you know I speak highly of these Rapala X-Wraps because that silver X-Wrap is what really showed me what it feel like to get a bass on the end of that line. Now, don't get me wrong, I caught a bass 10, 15 years ago. It might have been on an artificial worm. I was just messing around, but it just wasn't, I wasn't a bass fisherman. I wasn't talking in bass. I just grabbed the lure one day and caught a bass. But at this age right now, 38 years old is when I could say I started bass fishing. You get what I'm saying? And it was a silver X-Wrap, man. And I fell in love with the X-Wraps at that point. But like I told y'all before, I had that 2.5-inch clown, and you know that clown get bit. That's what I always say, that 2.5-inch clown get bit. Small fish, it's a small fish magnet. That's what I named it. So I went on ahead and got the 3 1/8 inch clown, and I went and got the hot head to add to the arsenal. I want to see if this can get the big bass to strike. But I told y'all I was going to show y'all the setup, and this the latest one I made. It's the latest one I made. I did a little more work on the tail because I want that tail to have a little more action, a little more realistic. But what I'm telling y'all is the bass never seen this setup, bro. They swallowing it. They swallow, man. They hitting it hard and they swallowing it. And we can go to the bass that it caught. Let's go. Alright, I started running off at the mouth, and I ain't even tell y'all about the retrieve. The retrieve I did on this is basically what you see. You see a spinnerbait retrieve, you see a spinner on it, right? So I kept it moving at all times, whether it was slow to a snail or fast. And I'm fishing it with a 7-1 casting reel. So I give it like a few fast turns on the reel, and then I just really slow. I raise the rod tip, pick up the line, raise the rod tip, pick up the line, raise the rod tip, raise the rod tip, pick up the line, a fast pick up of the line, and just raise the rod tip. And I got the bites fishing is pretty slow, so it fish basically like you see it. It fish like you would, let's say it's like a hybrid retrieve. It's almost like how y'all say you're supposed to retrieve a jig, how you kind of like give it a pop, and you know, just give it a pop. It can fish the bottom, so you can sort of fish it like a jig, you know, just a pop, 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 you know, a little slow fall. Or you can fish it like a spinnerbait, just a steady retrieve, you know. Now you gotta realize you got this blade giving you action, then you got the little tails. So I feel like it don't need many twitches. So everything just was smooth, you know, just smooth. And I feel like when that thing come across these bass face from something they never seen, but it swims so good and it call them so well to where, man, they take it and they take it deep. Now let's get to the video. I think that's all I was supposed to cover. You got any questions, holler at me. Man, if you fishing a tournament, you fishing anything major, try this rig out and just let me know how it worked for you. And like I said before, flashy swimmer and missile baits, you owe me one. And I say, look, the reason why I cut this missile bait up like this, one more thing I had to add to, is not what I'm about to say right now. The reason why I cut this missile bait up is because I just don't feel as comfortable with this little tail as I feel with the paddle tail. I feel more comfortable with the paddle tail on almost everything. So I was happy. Honestly, I was happy to cut that up like that. I was happy to cut that up like that and turn this into something. Because now I feel like this is something. Now there's probably people all across the world that could tell me what they done caught with this particular soft plastic, the way it is right now. But I'm not that person. I done caught more with this than I done caught with that. And that's just fact. And it's one more thing I left out. What is it? 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 Let me pause this till I remember. Oh, the number one. The number one thing is the price. A pack of these costs $5.99. So let's say $3 before tax for one hook setup. A pack of these costs about $7 and you get 7. So let's say $1. Let's say $1 a piece. $1 plus 3, that's $4. And this is a $4 setup. It's a $4 setup. I much rather lose this with a smile before I lose these two with a smile. I promise you, I'm gonna say at least one swear word when I lose these two. But I know I'm gonna lose these two. So, moving forward, I'm going to enjoy being in the position to buy 2 or 3 of the exact same lure, just because I know it will get lost. But that's the setup, man. So let's go to the fun part. I don't have the footage of me catching them, of me setting the hook, but I do have the documentation that the catch existed. Look how deep he took the homemade setup, man. He took the homemade setup, man. Came out here in the cold, man. Came out here in the cold. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Came out here in the cold with the homemade setup, man. I'ma show it to you, man. You know I gotta put him by my foot one time. You know I gotta put him by my foot one time. Let me see if y'all can see it. Yeah, man. Alright, it's official, y'all. I done had more luck on my homemade setup than I had in a while. I'm just tired of losing $15, $20 lures when I could rig up my own for $4. It's a $4, $3.50, $4 setup. It's cold in water.